Everybody all are ready to go in server. We'll see what GODSENT can do on their defense. Certainly no strangers to Inferno. I think you set the stage nicely in the pregame. The stats don't really tell the story for GODSENT here, and they are not afraid. They're in the mid already, and there's the fight alt mid that they were looking for. That's what they were hoping for, and they'll actually come out on top of it. It got messy for a moment. It looked dangerous, but they're doing okay. George, that's a big cleanup kill. He needed it. B-Wills is being hunted here outside of the apartments, but the duel with Henny, it's pretty much isolated, and somehow both players are still alive.
Jeez.
But they're too focused. They're too focused on Henny. In the meantime, Dumal comes in surgically. What a shot for B-Wills. What a dunker straight to the head of Dumal with the Glock. Problem is, B-Wills doesn't have the bomb, and Dumal is about to. Can't leave.
Yeah.
He has to fight, John. He has to fight, but the fight's going well.
It's not too bad at all. I mean, he's down to 13 HP. Dumal and Henny are also on notice. So the problem for B-Wills, of course, is that no bomb. So without that bomb, he won't find any success at all. He has to take these fights and win them both.
Sin Bomba. I'm trying to look up exactly how to say Sem Bomba, I think, is without in Portuguese. Roast me in chat for how terrible that was and how wrong I am. Google Translate is not quite my friend. B-Wills, though, is about to have two friends, and they're very friendly indeed. Dumal will take him out of this world, and GODSENT will confirm that pistol. A really bold pistol round. A yeet play down mid, and it works out beautifully for them, despite getting messy. But I think this GODSENT side is determined to sort of impose their will early on here against the Gaimin Gladiators, and we'll see how much it carries on in the second round. No investment from Gaimin without the bomb plant, but they will go for a nade stack. And where are those HEs headed? If they're mid, they could be feasting. Oh, they're chosen car. No, they're not throwing them yet. There they are. So they find nothing. When instead, Dumal might just have a shooting gallery here. That's a lot of targets. They're dangerous. He's been dinked. He's got to back away. He's nervous about getting run down, and indeed he should be. The cavalry is coming, but they're not quite here in time. Dumal, though, has done his job. Even gets the reload off to go for the fourth.
Hey, no fuss, no muss there for Dumal. Good effort by the Gaimin Gladiators. They threw their utility the right way. The problem was there was no one on the receiving end. GODSENT choosing the anchor well in Dumal. And I mean, look, Dumal is such an important piece for them, especially in terms of opening frags. 25% of the time he is taking care of the first frag in a round, and he did that as well there in that one. 66.7% success rate in those 25.1% attempts, and a 1.36 rating overall in terms of opening frags. So nicely done for Dumal. He's also their top frag. I mean, he can do it all, really. George is going to get the opener here over on alt mid on Henny, and that makes it a 5v4 and a 5v3. B-Will's doing work. Both players trying to get a little too aggressive, peeking in window there for GODSENT, and now the Gaimin Gladiators have a two-man advantage. That said, it bears mentioning that it is a bonus round for GODSENT. Oh
Okay,
my
Dumal.
goodness, look at this info.
Okay, Dumal. Oh, he's got a second.
No!
He knows they're there. He knows they're there. He's going to have Cynic. He's looking for more. He shuts up. The confidence on this man finally got spotted. Did actually get tagged down. Dumal, a madman in the backlines, and he's actually got the bomb. Doesn't realize it yet, and he may also not realize there's another player back in spawn. But there's a possibility, and they've got to consider too many options. He fell in time. They knew he was there, but George had to clear brackets. He had to turn away, and he assumed he'd be safe. Dumal has given them a lifeline back into this game, and now the Gaimin Gladiators have no idea where they can be safe, no idea where to turn, but seems like they may have chosen correctly. What a wild play from Dumal, and he's already found 8 kills, John, in the third round.
What he was trying to do there is he was trying to get behind the banana player without being spotted by the one that was going towards underpass, or both players underpass, right? But he couldn't get around. For some reason, I think it was Cynic looked around and said, oh, what's going on here? I feel like something's happening. And of course it was. He does manage to get the player at banana anyway, and well, it just wasn't enough, right? Gaimin Gladiators are going to take this round, and of course they'll carry over 3. Yeah, I mean, they have to.
Yeah, there's still a kit. Yeah, they're not going for it.
Mike,
there was part of me that was hoping they were going to go for it since it was the bonus round, but they're just happy to walk away with 2 rifles and having done the damage. It's not a bad showing, certainly for GODSENT being out of position. I just, with what Dumal managed to create there, there's part of me that wishes they would have just gone for it.
He did open up a lot of space. There's no question. It could have been even better, right, if he wasn't spotted. But
Yeah,
you know, such is life.
just wild. The play and underpass, right? But obviously, I mean, even the gun barrel, I don't know whether that's stuck in towards Cynic's view model
Maybe.
or what.
Yeah.
The A1S certainly is a long boy. Get in your way when you're trying to be a little sneaky beaky like.
It takes so much discipline and experience to not shoot at either player in that situation, right?
Which is crazy because he's a baby. He doesn't have the experience. I mean, he's gotten a lot of it. He's gotten a lot of it in the course of being on this roster, but he's still so young.
Yes.
The sky is just the limit for Dumao. It really is. It's wild to me.
No, I mean, granted, he has played at a very high level, Mike, going to Europe several times and going up against some top-tier competition. So, you know, it kind of, in terms of experience, age-wise, maybe not, but experience playing up against some tough competitors, well, definitely has that.
Certainly wise beyond his Counter-Strike years.
Yes.
You do love to see it. He also is just one of those players who just has that some special it factor that really does seem to make any clutch possible.
Sorry, Mike. I just realized he's half my age.
He is half your age, John.
Jesus.
He is literally half your age.
Oh, man.
You've hit that point where you are casting people who are half your age. Welcome to the future.
Well, we were just talking about Counter-Strike years, and I definitely have more Counter-Strike years than him, but not.
I think you have as many Counter-Strike years as he's been alive.
Yes, I do. Oh, stop. We got to stop. This conversation.
You started playing Counter-Strike before Dumao started breathing.
This is true. Oh, Lord.
Dumao, man who would be younger than John's Counter-Strike career, is ready to strike from the back pillar. He's found one. He's looking for more. Oh, he's so clinical. He's so good. He's so good. He may have no years on this earth, but he's got so many kills in the server. It's all left to Jazz Pimp here as Dumao and Lato have just disassembled this take. The bomb, he doesn't realize that Henny's just gotten into the site, and that's going to be all over and done with. And it likely would have been a decent retake there, even if Lato and Dumao just get one apiece, as is kind of expected in that position. But Dumao just dancing around the slimmest bit of cover is just clinical. He's a surgeon going in with a scalpel and just eliminating player after player from the Gaimin Gladiators. And it's so tough to play against.
Yeah. I think that's his second 3K of the match, if I'm not mistaken, Mike.
He had a 4K, a 3K, and a 2K that I recall. So unless you got the other one. No. He's had... 2, 4, 2, 3.
The math doesn't work out there.
Then I'm wrong.
The math
I swear
is not
that's what was going
compute.
on.
Either way, look, he's got quite a few multi-kill rounds. I think his 12th and 13 3-kill plus around there secured already.
No, the math did work. I said 2, 4, 2, 3. That's 11. I was right. John,
wait, what?
Don't do math live.
I thought
2, 4, 2, 3 is
I
6, 5. There's been 4 rounds. He had 2 kills in the pistol, 4 kills in the second, 2 kills in that round where he snuck down, and then 3 kills in the final. I did math correctly. Don't you call me out on that.
Listen to me. I thought you meant he had 2 4Ks. That's what I heard. So that's what I misunderstood. Yes, that is correct. And regardless, the point is that he said his 12th and 13th 3-kill plus round of the season.
Extremely good.
He's very good. He's very solid.
But right now, there is no Dumao. There is no Dumao. There is only
dead,
Lato on the site. And Lato... just as a flashbang, he's got a Molotov. Reinforcements are coming in the form of Henny, but there's very precious little utility here from GODSENT. And Gaimin are knocking on their... That's the smoke that goes in. It means Henny can't be impactful here. And Lato... Oh, Lato's overwhelmed. He only got the one. He snapped to the far player who's being spotted by the player close oranges. So that bomb's going down with a man advantage here. In a broken 5 for the Gaimin Gladiators, and a swing in for Henny means he's down for the count. This could be a save. I'd go so far as to say it probably should. But... Barton is at least going to poke in and see if you can find something. Without a body being seen, though, he'll start to withdraw, and they're just going to stage on out of here. They're gone. They're out. They want nothing to do with this. The Gaimin Gladiators have just snatched away a round.
Yeah, well played from him. It all starts with a pick on Dumao, who I think got a little too aggressive going down banana, and he was caught out there afterwards. Leaves only Lato on the bomb site, who does manage to get one, but with Henny isolated from the smoke, while the Gaimin Gladiators onto the site, and they did not waste that opportunity. Again, a round that they didn't invest much into, but they've got 3 rifles out of it, an AK and 2 A1Ss to secure their second round. Now, I mean, I don't want to say for sure the way this match will actually end up, but what it feels like right now, it's going to be one of those tightly contested matches for GODSENT rather than the complete blowout that they've had in blowouts they've had recently.
It's such early days, right? It's such early days. Last round, the big issue they ran into was coming up dry on the util when they really could have used it. Even if you lose Doom out, even if you're just playing one side anchor, having a molly, having a smoke is so critical to properly holding that B site, and they just didn't. So, with that being said, they're going to take a different approach. They're going to take a different tack. They're going to deploy their utility early, try and take some space. And now, getting into the log, so he knows he can't stay there. He swings, and instead he goes down, and there's not a trade. Lotto, even with the spam, maybe could have found that as Carson is low. That's another huge win for the Gaimin Gladiators early on, taking the hot hand out of play and finding that opening pick. They've slowed their pace, certainly on the game side, and it's working beautifully. Barton in the ROP spot eats that flashbang whole, and George will eliminate him. That was a beautiful flash. This is working out really nicely for Gaimin. That's a level of utility usage we don't always see from this squad, and it's nice to see the protocols in taking top brackets. They've got this space now. They've got this ground. GODSENT can't threaten it. And once again, they're extremely low on util. 2 flashes, all that remains.
Yeah, their economy wasn't that great coming into this round anyway. And yeah, you're right. Only a couple of flashes left to work with. One on Henny, one on Taco, but that means the B site is bare in terms of utility. And it doesn't really matter because Game is going to come towards the A site anyway. Henny's going to have to hit some shots, and he does. There's one, almost a second, but Jasmine dodges. Said Taco still waiting in pit. He does get a second. That makes this winnable for Lotto.
It is indeed. Lotto going to hit that shift key. Not sure if a player's come back to clear lane. Got the space to get on up. They've gotten in towards pit. Come on, Lotto. Come on, you got to attempt this. I don't think he's going for it. He's not. Really? A 1v2, it's winnable. It's tricky without the util.
Yeah.
But Lotto's going to opt for discretion being the better part of valor and not give that a look. It is early, right? And the CT side, it is important to get these guns consistently up, but they're not going to be able to invest around him in this round. They are going to be saving one more. So while this does give them a rifle to play with in the next, it's not going to be any sort of silver bullet. For Gaimin Gladiators, though, they will pull tied up. And that's really nicely done. That round was brilliant, right? They deal with Dumao early on. They make a nice play towards top brackets to take out the player. I think it was Barton up on the flower plots. And then they just slowly take their control. And even though Taco gets 2 from the pit, they've still got enough presence to see that round through. That was a really nice round for the Gaimin Gladiators. It was not dependent on individual play, which is nice to see.
Definitely, like clinical utility usage, and like you said, they were clearing things very, very carefully. They weren't rushing into a fight like they've been known to do in the past. Lotto's just going to push up here, through it all mid, and gets the headshot onto George. Wasn't expecting it. Great trade from Jazz Pimp, though, to take down Lotto.
Here's the thing. Henny has fortunately been able to retrieve this rifle. But if you were going to start this round by yeeting the single rifle that you have at the opponent, why not just go for the 1v2? That feels like a higher percentage play. Maybe I'm going to eat my words here in a second, but I don't think I am. Carson is now taking out the USP. You've just got the 1 rifle from Henny. And the advantage is back in the hands of the Gaimin Gladiator. It feels like a much higher percentage play to go for a 1v2 when the bomb is just going down as you're approaching site than to try and just solo Rambo your way up against all 5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's an odd one to me.
Well, I mean, not over yet, right? Still got the A1S in Henny's hands, who did manage to retrieve it. And now the Gaimin Gladiators are walking into it. Yeah, they got the stack here on the A site. They've gambled right. So still a chance here for GODSENT to pull off this round. Utilities flying out here. But the Gaimin Gladiators will lose 1, maybe the second. Yeah, Cynic gets tagged down to half health. He's still not out. Does manage to take down Barton and then Henny afterwards. Great little sequence from Cynic. And Dumao is the last one standing with only the USP and absolutely nothing else. This round is almost assuredly the Gaimin Gladiators, and they will take their first lead after this bomb explodes, or they get the kill on Dumao.
It was a funny little series from Cynic, right? It's almost like he dives back into the apartments. He's like, all right, I know where they both are. Now let me just reset for a second, and boom, boom, dead.
Yeah, he chose the fights well, too.
He did indeed. Dumas just going to sit here with his Zeus. Keep that Zeus. Commit to the Zeus. You might get Jasmine here in a second. Oh, he's got it. That's a rifle. Run. Don't know if he's going to survive, but the Molotov down could confirm it. That's a rifle snatched out of this round. He'll even get the kit. There we go. All right. That's money. That's value here for Dumas. Don't go further. Goes further, he's a dead man. And indeed, Dumas is going to get away with a little bit of theft right here at the tail end of that round. That's a nice play for Dumas with just a USP and a Zeus. Getting the Zeus kill, getting the AK, and making off with it into the night.
Very risky play there from Dumas, but I mean, it was worth it, right? He goes for the Zeus frag, gets it onto Jasmine, picks up the rifle, and almost finds himself a second. If he stays around to fight longer, he probably would have gone down, but he also potentially could have kept the Gaimin Gladiators on the site long enough to make them go down with the bomb as well. But I like the idea, right? You get the AK, there's no reason to hang back further. And
yeah, you got nothing. You have a Zeus and a USP. Hi-ho, Silver. They ride. Dumas with the AK in this round. He's not going aggressive. Lato and Dumas are sitting back a little bit. You can see Gaimin are waiting around to see if they might get that fight towards Banana early. They don't. Said they catch a nade, but they've also got this top Banana control. So that's the trade-off, right? Are you going to go aggressive, or are you going to let them take the space instead? Looks like they want to threaten Brackets. Barton, with his teammates segmented off by a smoke, he's a little bit alone. He's got to be careful not to get caught by one of these flashes. But here's the difference. Gaimin Gladiators, not getting the early fights, have spent a ton of their utility. They've still got smokes for an execute, but they don't have a lot of flashes to blind it up. They've only got the one. They don't have any mollies to clear back pit, so they're going to come towards B instead. Dumas is about to get smoked, but that's going to be his cue. They wanted to isolate the fight, actually, with the cross, and instead he'll come back over to his coffin. Get far forward. They're in towards tree. This could be huge for the rotation, but no, Lato's there in time. Actually, gets that kill, clears it out for his teammates to come in, and now Dumas is dealing out damage. He needs to stay alive. It's time to play the retake with the squad. You've got the numbers, and with the cross smoke not there, it's falling apart. And that's going to be clean for GODSENT.
That's the result of expending so much utility for the Gaimin Gladiators early on in the round.
They had smokes, John. That's the interesting thing. They really wanted to isolate the fight and throw the smoke, the close sight smoke, which I can understand. The problem is when that starts to fall apart, you got to get that cross smoke down before the rotations come through.
Yeah.
So maybe a little bit of chaos, a little bit of discord sinks in there. They don't have, maybe the player who was responsible for that late gets taken down. Whatever it is, it leaves them very exposed when the rotations start to come through.
141 on the clock here, though, as GODSENT have managed to tie things up. A very convincing round victory, in fact, and Gaimin Gladiators want to strike right on back. They've got the AKs across the board, aside from George, who's settling for the Galil. And once more, they're trying to take control of both Bracket and Banana at the same time, but this time, Henny spots out Cynic peeking around and punishes him with one shot from the big green. So a quick 5v4 in favor of GODSENT. As Gaimin Gladiators are poking and prodding now into the B site. Will they get something? No. Lato denies B-Wills, who runs into a wall, and another 5v3 advantage for GODSENT.
Smoke as well. It's B-Wills and Carson have been working this positioning quite a bit. Is Carson going to go through? Okay. Some vintage Carson play and vintage Carson death there. As he tried to make an individual play through the smoke, and, well, no, is the answer. So, George and Jasmine still have a bunch of utility to work with, but they've been spotted, or at least George has. That's going to be a bit of an indicator. There's still the presence in library, but Henny is in the wrong spot. The flashbang will tip him off, and he's going to miss his shot, but Util is there to make it okay. Yes, he's pushed off. What are they going to do with the angle? Lato's come back to clear this. He's a dead man. Henny misses another. Can't be doing that. Too many opportunities given over, but Henny gets it done with the USP. He did it the hard way, made it tough for himself. Is this a palm plant, John?
Maybe. I don't think so. I think Dumas is going to come through here and take down George before he gets a chance to stick this to dirt. I'd be surprised if he lets him stick this, and they do.
Got it.
Wow. I mean, I like the play from Dumas still. Wait for the flashman to come through and try to make sure that you don't get caught from a fake plant. But either way, Gaimin Gladiators get the bomb plant. That's going to help immensely in terms of their money, which would have been a lot tougher going to this next round. Whether they buy off it is another question. Probably just going to be a half buy, but still, you at least have a little bit more to work with. Nice job. at least salvaging something from that round. Dumal's 15-4.
Yeah, he is kind of unreal right now. He's kind of having a ridiculous game. Barton hasn't cracked the board, so maybe they're balancing each other out.
Yeah, that's weird.
It is unusual. He's been over towards A. They haven't gone A a lot, so he's only died the 3 times. It's not an unreasonable thing yet. And there we go. I think Barton in this round said, I need it. And so he gets 2. Why not? Nice nade timing. Oh, very nice nade timing. That's going to soften up these targets for the cleaners to come through. Lata was brought in, which is interesting. Henny playing over towards B instead. That's all going to be on the Cynic. Not for long.
Not for long at all. Taco just taking his head clean off through the wall and all. Oh boy, Cynic is dropped and GODSENT have restored their 2-round lead. Now 6-4 in their favor, and they're going to bring the big green back into this one in Henny's hands. Had some struggles. Last time we saw him try to take down Jasmine towards CT spawn. Had to go to the USP, but this time he is going to head on over towards Arch. He doesn't want to peek at mid. They're just going to toss some utility our GODSENT down mid. Nothing really doing at all so far in the early goings of this round. Gaimin Gladiators, again, trying to hunt around towards brackets, maybe gain some space. There's a player at Boiler and one towards top mid. Dumao is spraying through this smoke. He's just trying to keep the Gaimin Gladiators at bay, and he could get the chance to get the opening frag again in this round, but Cynic wisely tosses a flashbang on forward so that Henny does not have the chance to take him down in this peak this time around.
It does feel like the flashbang usage has just gotten so much better over on the Gaimin Gladiators side. There's another one that's going to come the way. Don't think Henny's going to be able to take this peak. No, that one blooms high. Oh, trying to go ahead of the smoke. Henny was waiting for that one. Cynic tried to get cheeky with it to catch someone in rotation or reposition. And instead, it's first blood for GODSENT. So now, they're hemmed in by smokes. They're trying to pressure around, but Henny's been able to withdraw towards the library, and he's, frankly, chilling, is the technical term. They're going to put utility down, but again, Henny's going to collect. Flashbang or no, he's still got the shot. Dumao dinged. He needs to back away. Has Lotto with him, so it's not a huge concern. But they don't have any Molotovs here. They don't have any utility here whatsoever, and that's an issue. Because now the pressure's coming on. They need that rotation in. It hasn't come through just yet. Now they're signaling for it. Trying a cheeky boost up. Is that Lotto on top? It is indeed. He's going to get a kill as a result. That drops the ball a second as well. And Lotto's away. And somehow they're both still alive in this row. That I genuinely don't know how they did, how they pulled off that bit of magic. But it works out. All 5 players survive.
Yeah, Lotto, the 3K in that round. Great play on the top of Coffins, patiently waiting right above that smoke to take down the Gaimin Gladiators that walked his way. And then at the end, they're just standing in the smoke, spamming on forward to the site. And they take down Jasmine, who has to be wondering how on earth they both managed to isolate his location. But 7-4 in favor of GODSENT. And Barton's is going to toss a nade down mid. It's going to do a little bit of damage to everyone who are just going to charge on forward. Barton's going to be in a world of pain because in all these shots, he does get a couple, and he has to hit as well, and he does, dropping Jasmine. Rifle picked up by Cynic. Henny fires a little too soon. Now he's going to get overloaded, but no, he's got support in Dumao, who helps him, and he also picks up another frag for himself. Very quick round here in favor of GODSENT as the Gaimin Gladiators just full sent it down mid, hoped for the best, and got nothing.
Now this is another round with a lot available for the Gaimin Gladiators, but I think this one's going to, in my eyes, be the scale tipper. Right? I think this is a bit of a huge swing where if we see another one of these rounds, as the last 2 or 3 have been for GODSENT, where they get out mostly clean and they're pretty comfortably in control, that's where you see this half go from good to great for the Brazilian squad. So, Gaimin Gladiators, I want to see what the game plan is here. They got to bring something to bear here, John, to keep GODSENT on their toes. Otherwise, this is going to become quite comfortable, I would say.
Yeah, they realize the importance of this round as well, just calling a tactical timeout to talk things over. They know it's kind of make it or break it here. It's either going to be a very close finish to this half or GODSENT will hit their double digits as they have been known to do here on Inferno. Henny jumping around over towards top mid. not going to spot out much of anything. Dumau sees that utility flying towards B once more, and he's going to toss a flashbang for himself. Peek around this corner so the molly dissipates. Could catch off Cynic, or actually B will, excuse me. And he does, then he nades him down to 42 as Henny gets the opener again, this time onto Jasmine. 5v4 in favor of GODSENT, and the game Gladiators just scurrying across the map. They're trying to find the openings, and it appears as though they've settled on Banana. 3 players there with the lurk. That's George hanging around alt mid still.
It's been a nice game from Henny. He's crept up to 14 and 4 kills. And it doesn't feel like he's had to be that flashy, right? These opening picks down mid have been really nice, but for the most part, he's been playing fairly standard over towards Arch. They've shifted him up this round. They've shifted him up a couple rounds. But for the most part, we've known where to expect him. George is taking the space at the cost of some health, and he's coming. Look in, and there he is. There's a little bit more flair as he's going back in for the fight. It seems like they want to split B, but with only 1 player remaining here, he's just a sitting duck as Henny goes back for more. One after another, he just sweeps them off of that site, maintains the control, and now they've got the bomb, and it's just all over. It's just all over. Henny's even fighting 4th. They went back to fight him. Why would you fight him? He's the beast right now. Don't feed the beast. Don't feed him. Carson is wondering what the hell he's actually supposed to do here. And the answer is die.
Wow. Henny, I love the adjustment that was made, right? He gets the opening pick and then swings all the way around to lane, and they didn't expect the op there, right? You're so used to the op being arch side round after round after round that when it peeks around from lane, you're like, oh, this is not what I was expecting coming around this corner, and they go down. Just no time to react. 3 in a row, in fact, peeking him 1 by 1. At a certain point, you do know the op is there. Just Henny's faster. And he was only 1 off from the ace, but was more concerned with winning the round than chasing the glory. As he was guarding that bomb. Barton going to toss a Molotov down here. Another pistol vibe here for the game Gladiators, and Cynic burns down to 60 HP. Barton going to throw a smoke into his own molly, then a nade afterwards. He just wants to lock this position down and then backs off for a more passive angle here.
They're very soft on B.
They are.
Lotta's been left up. I don't know.
He's got that utility, though.
He does. And that'll slow it down. That'll give time for Dumau to come back in. But there was definitely a moment where the rundown could have been very dangerous indeed. That nade, a little off on its spacing. And with Carson ahead of this Molotov, if he could just catch off Lotta, what could be? What could be for this squad? But their utility is precious, and they don't want to waste it. So they'll wait. They'll wait. They'll wait. They're ready for this play. 1 more flash to hold the rotators in position. They've done a good job of this. A late flower pots boost up from GODSENT. Lotto back in position here. And he's going to come to hit. And now it's just flashbangs for these boys. Remaining on the site. Are they ready for it? No. Lotto eats 1. He hasn't been seen yet, though. They don't know he's here, and a counter flash has frozen these players towards the pool. Lotto is going to strike. He reveals his spot. The shish kebab shot, but he's actually the one who's down for the count. Dumau dancing with death on site, and he's only got 1. This could be a bomb plant for Gaimin. This could be a huge opportunity for the Gaimin Gladiators to make something this half, but Cynic needs to get that bomb down before the smoke fades. It's a necessity. They'll be able to do so. Another boost up. Another boost up onto the flower pots. It's so risky, and it's 1 and done. But now it's all falling to George. He's got the rifle. He's got the positioning towards the back of the site, but he's known, and he's down for the count. It's Henny to put the final cap on that round.
You're saying Henny was not really flashy right, a few rounds ago, but now he's flashed up. Yeah, for sure. He's looking great, just walking out. I think he picked up the rifle at one point to get 1 frag, went back to the op, gets the final 1 in the round. 10-4 for GODSENT, who have just put their stamp on this first half. Ay, ay, ay. Well,
indeed. Double digits found. Double digits found. And it does feel like an 11th is likely to follow here, John.
It does. It really does. And Barton's going to toss that nade as he usually does down mid. It's going to be followed up by Henny's Molotov, who will go for a peek here, potentially. No, he's just waiting, holding this angle, and he misses the shot. It only takes a little damage in return, so he'll be able to retreat into Cubby. Re-peeks it, takes down B-Wills. Barton's right there to support. A lethal combination, and it's all GODSENT again. Henny finds himself a second mic. Barton peeking around, looking for more, and Dumau dropping Cynic. George is by his lonesome. Oh my goodness, clinical round again from GODSENT.
They've really settled into this half. What can George do here? bit of magic. He's found Taco, but Lato was immediately behind in relatively the same angle there for the cleanup. 11-4. We hit the half. And back into it. Dooley's up for Cynic. Mad Utility up for Carson as well. Smoke 2 flashes nade, opting to forgo the kit in favor of more util. Late typical here.
Yeah, definitely want that kit, I think.
Why are they playing the Doolies? It's just a 4-man stack towards Arch. Carson is the distraction. That's why he wants all the util. So they're not planning for a retake. They're planning to ideally funnel in towards this brackets hit and try and pick them apart. But that is pretty much the game plan.
It's a big risk. It's assuming GODSENT even back off because the utility's thrown.
GODSENT, meanwhile, is 2 Molotovs, 2 smokes. They do have a util set. But once this gets thrown, if the counter util comes through from Carson, they could be a little stumped, but they're likely going to commit to it. They don't have a flash to go through a smoke. But he goes for the nade first. The smoke's late. The smoke's late,
wow.
And Carson's found one, but now he's backed off of it, and they're into the site. So it works out okay. It'll work out for the retake, but this bomb is going down. Oh my goodness! And Carson somehow finds Henny right off of it. Knew his lineups. Now a 2-man advantage. This gets a lot easier for the Gaimin Gladiators. Carson has done his job in a big way. Lato wants to go down swinging, though. He's taking the fight early. Taco, these players are getting so tagged up. They're so low. It's all falling apart. Big shot for Dumel, but he's in the pool. They're surrounding him, and somehow this has turned it the other way. It's a 1v1. That smoke's gonna fade. That smoke's gonna fade. It's a full 10-second defuse.
He's sticking it.
Kit. Taco doesn't know he's on it. Taco doesn't know he's on it. He doesn't have the health, so he doesn't want to test. That's gonna be the round for the Gaimin Gladiators. Taco did not call the bluff.
Taco, no, not like this. I mean, Dumao, ridiculous to get those 2 frags in that situation. Looked like the Gaimin Gladiators had full control. You had the dualies coming through with 30 rounds to deal with, and I mean, it's very tough in that type of situation with low HP to rebuff it, but Dumao finds a way. Still, Taco does not read or hear or something. That full-on 10-second fuse, and just decides to tuck around behind the half wall, and you're gonna get naded down to hell and back. So does Barton. Easy pickings for Carson. Dumao does manage to get one onto Carson. It's a force fight for GODSENT. Dumao is second. He continues to do work regardless of the situation. This man is good for the frags. Cynic gonna fly around the corner, tags Lato down to 33, throws the nade. That's gonna be huge. Oh no, it doesn't get anything.
It clipped the coffin, bounced back just a touch.
No.
Cynic's still going to get the kill. He's going to fight back in. They're stuck in the pool. They've not got the health for this. Lato. Oh, doesn't even bring him down. Doing it with the USP. The sidearm enough. That got so very dangerous. But Gaimin Gladiators managed to hang on to the round, and that's all that matters against the force buy.
Yeah, Cynic a little slower on the T side than he's usually apt to being, because he is the player they look towards to find those opening frags. He goes for it 22.6% of the time, and success rate 61%. He's also their flash specialist, 1.02 flashes thrown per round, but he's not going to throw any in this one. Dumao through the smoke, connects on the headshot right after it bloomed, I should say. He already had it lined up. 5v4 for GODSENT. Always have to be careful on these deagles, excuse me, on the GODSENT side. Jasmine didn't realize Taco got past him. He's gonna have to be careful. He doesn't go down. B will supports him well.
Now it's looking very good. Oh my goodness, not so much anymore. What was that? Barton snuck in behind, and they have no idea Hetty's here.
Look at the flank.
Uh-oh! Hetty's just got one, and it's all over. It's all over. GODSENT snatched this away. It seemed like Gaimin maybe had a lid on things, but then the positioning just got completely away from them. They didn't check their flanks. They didn't clear their corners. They lost track of the players. Oh, my goodness. That's a gut punch in. That should have been Gaimin's round to take clean, but they got maybe a little over-aggressive. Maybe a little far forward. And now, this is a catastrophe. Taco finds the opener in this one. Very limited buy, but a full investment through from the Gaimin Gladiators. They've got a lot of chips on this one, and George is already down for it. They're going to stack. John, at least with the stack, they can mitigate some of that risk. If the hit comes towards A, they just save. But I think that's what's going to happen.
I mean, the problem is if they do go towards A and Jasmine goes down, that's your only rifle brought into the round gone. Looks like GODSENT will be walking into the stack, though, which is exactly what the Gaimin Gladiators want. And given that they have a 5.7 and an MP9 setting him a crossfire, it's not too shabby. Barton will be joining this push, so almost certainly going to be towards the B side. Although they do have enough utility to fake this and back off, I don't feel like they're going to. It seems like they want to commit. Unless they get a read. We'll see.
Ones are in. They're coming into the stack. They're tripping it. They're kicking the Hornet's Nest. They're fully committed into this one. And through the smoke they go. That opens them up to the 5-7. Carson with one. There's a player flower plots. That they clear. But are they going to expect Cynic in the back of sight? He's been waiting patiently. He's the trap. And he's got one. He's looking for more. He's got it as well. Cynic might just put this in the bank. It's down to the 1v1. Jazzpimp is already pretty far forward. He's already worked his way into the church. And Lato has no idea. Jazzpimp hasn't revealed himself. There's still a smoke up here, but with that bomb not down yet, Jazzpimp can afford to wait until it's being planted! And there's the punish! What a play! What a massive round from Cynic in particular. And Gaimin Gladiators are right back into it.
That's the second time that Cynic has stood on his head to defend that B bomb site. Last time in a 3K to finish off the round. This time gets 2 before going down, but it was more than enough to ensure that the Gaimin Gladiators secured that one. You couldn't have asked for a better situation, right? Your rifle, the last player standing in the 1v1 who also has the body armor. Worked out great, and he outplayed Lato. Lato tried to go for the plant. I think out of the corner of his eye in this peripheral, he spotted Jasmine pushing, or the barrel of his A1S coming through that smoke. And, well, it was too late at that point. Carson Carson gets the 2K to open things up. Dumao and Lato are dropped in just like that. GODSENT have been neutered in this one.
Big way, and there's B-Wills just continuing to pile salt upon the wound. Now they're fully contained. Even just to get the bomb, they're going to have to voyage across ages. Well, it's not looking terribly lately. The interesting thing, okay, Barton gets a kill here. Suddenly things are more interesting. He's certainly committed in.
Yeah.
He's got to fight with Jazz Pimp around the hay cart, but Jazz Pimp, cheeky bit of repositioning to gain some altitude. Gets that one in hand. So now Taco needs to go fight and likely die. Shot comes in. He's dodged death for the moment, but the flank is on, and Taco is not long for this world.
Yeah. Well, it was just a half buy coming through for GODSENT, so not too big of a deal, but they couldn't do much damage to the economy of the Gaimin Gladiators, which is starting to find its footing. We'll see if they can continue that run here, as GODSENT will have the full-on buy-up, or almost full-on buy-up, since Henny's going to settle for the Galil in order to get more utility, but everyone else has the AKs. Over on the Gaimin Gladiators, Cynic's got the big green in his hands, 2 A1Ss, the MP9, and the AK. Taco going to grab that bomb? No, he's going to leave the bomb at the bottom of the ramp for the time being, throw some utility, and now picks it up only to drop it in a specific spot. He wants it right at the bottom of the ramp so it can be retrieved by his teammates, Mike.
It was an engagement. B-Wills retook the space. They backed off of it, but a boost up perhaps coming through from Logs now. They held off on that for the moment. Still threatening top banana for sure, though. Heavy presence here, and the bomb has been retrieved to join up. This is going to be a B hit. What kind of util remains? Actually, quite a bit, as they got 3 players in towards the site. The op's going to strike onto the first and then start to back away, but that's to set up a flashbang for their teammates. There's the flashbang in the pool, but Lato finds one. The trade is there. Evil's in the corner. It's a little isolated. Spam through actually helps this out. B-Wills finds 2. What a play from the MP9. Now only 1 player remaining. It is Barton, who stepped up in a big way this half, but he's going to need to do a little bit more. He's going to go Super Saiyan Supernova. They're spamming, they're checking, and Cynic is going to find that last kill. It's all over. It's the Gaimin Gladiators tacking on another round.
I mean, GODSENT gets the bomb plant, but it's still a lot of players left standing here for the Gaimin Gladiators. 3 to be precise, and their economy, even on the players that went down, they had tons of money in the bank. So this is starting to get a little bit worrisome on the GODSENT side. And B-Wills, of course, found 3 kills with the MP9. He's farming the money ever since the bonus round, right? He's had that SMG, so it builds up his economy well, and he's able to support his teammates as a result. Only 3 rounds separate the Gaimin Gladiators and GODSENT now, not forgetting that it was a 7-round lead for GODSENT coming into this half, and they're opting for a heavier investment than you might expect, but of course they got the full loss bonus to back them up, so this is a calculated risk.
It is, and they're already so far up, but look at that, what a shot from Cynic. He reads it, needed to be quick with it, but they didn't expect Barton to be so far forward. Cynic can come back in. What is this? It wasn't Cynic, it was Jazz Pimp. He didn't finish the kill, he didn't finish his food. It's all falling apart now. Cynic stuck in the corner. Oh, he's gonna get one. The Deagle going wild, but it's madness, it's chaos. And now, Henny's got himself a little op upgrade, a good smoke, a timely smoke. But Carson, being Carson, is going to try and push on through, and he will succeed. So on to Henny. Henny's burning. Has to get some altitude, and the flashbang is there. Carson does it all himself. The op could even be retrieved. What a madcap play in the 1v2, double dipping through the smoke and securing double digits for his team.
That's such a good play from Carson, pushing through the smoke to get the first, and the Molotov was just beautifully placed. Henny was so distracted by the Molotov and trying to get away from it that he didn't even realize that Carson was wide swinging around the smoke, and it was a free kill for him. So well played by the Gaimin Gladiators in that round, and Carson in particular to come back, because it looked like GODSENT were going to take that for a moment. Cynic legs Dumao, who manages to come through. Then afterwards, Cynic does pull out the Deagle to get a frag, but it wasn't enough to stop the push. They're lucky Carson was up to that task and played it so very well. So the Gaimin Gladiators, although they've been leaning more towards a structured style of play, they've still got 5 extremely talented individual players, and that nade's going to tag Dumao for quite a bit of damage, a chunky one, as he goes down to about half health.
Nice nade on that. GODSENT just been stumped, right? 1 round since the half. 1 round to the 6 of the Gaimin Gladiators. But now they've got the resources. Now they've got the util. Now they've got the op-up. You got what you're asking for. It's time to stand and deliver. Smoke up for Arch. Imagine they're going to try and take Brackets control off of this. A lot of utility being spent if they're not going to go through with it. Harden in the boiler. Here comes the peak. Here comes the clear. He spots nothing. So they will take that ground. They will take that real estate. But Gaimin haven't really flinched. They've just been chilling. They've been sitting back. They are a bit limited, though. Only the 1 molly. Some B-wills. So that is towards the A site. Smoke in pit. The util's actually where they need it. It's in the right position. That's not exactly where that smoke is supposed to go.
One way.
But it works out beautifully, actually, as a one-way. It's not where you classically see it. So they might have thought I was a little bit off, but instead, he does find himself a nice kill. Even exchange. There's still a player alive in pit. Can they deal with George? What can he find here? They're coming hunting. They know they need to clear him out before the cavalry comes in. They've left Barton in the mini pit with him, but George is going to punish. That bomb's down, but this position is so strong to play off of his teammates. They really want to play on the Lato has to be careful with this smoke now up. He's trying to bait the peek out from George. At least for now, it's not coming. If that smoke fades without Lato having cleared out this pit, this is going to get so tough. He's found the graveyard spot. What a bit of maneuver. They read it, but Lato's still good for it. He's still good for the shot, and George is dealt with Henny. It's all on the Lato now. His position known, but he's dancing with Carson, dancing with Dax, and he's got the kills!
Oh, Lato. 4K coming through for the youngster, and it's 13-10 in favor of GODSENT. What a play. The fact that he maneuvers his way all the way around into Graveyard without being spotted, using the smoke to his advantage, and also keeping the player in pit at bay is just brilliant. And he manages to clutch the 1v3 as well. So GODSENT back on the board at a very critical juncture. And now, well, they're going to be charging forward into a Gaimin Gladiator squad that actually doesn't have that much money in reserve. In fact, none for B-Wills and very little for the rest. Cynic's going to get the opener despite being blinded. Excellent timing there. Does he get traded? No. He does get tagged down to 32.
He's going to go for another swing.
Yeah,
bite at this apple.
Dumas supporting, though.
Is he going to go through? He's threading it. Are they going to go through the smoke? This is madness. They go for a triple push, but do they realize there's a player here in the smoke? Taco, they just peek past him, and he doesn't know. I think he will have heard footsteps, but how do you even read this? Henny's down, but now Taco strikes, and he's going to get 2, and that's the sight at that. Huge kills from Taco. They do need to retrieve the bomb, though, as Henny lost it on the flank. I don't think it's exposed, and they are going to be able to plant. And the retake... The weapons available for the Gaimin Gladiators are limited. So rifle picked up from B-Wills makes this a little bit better, but a 3-on-3 is a little bit too appetizing prospect for them to give up. They want this. You know, this would be a backbreaker if they could somehow convert, but provided no picks are given over, there should be no road back in. You can see the spam coming through. That's a little bit of desperation from Cynic, and Lato is not flinching despite eating one bullet through it. They don't have time anymore. They don't have kits. They do not have time, and they will start to back away to save what guns they do have. The mag sticking a little closer to see if it couldn't find an exit kill. Maybe willing to sacrifice themselves to the flames. But no, Carson even will back away. That's going to be the round for GODSENT. That's going to be a huge one for the squad. And that's 14 found as well. Oh, Carson, does he get that up? He does indeed. What an upgrade.
Wow, what a slippery little snake Carson was there. Manages to grab the op and give his team the double op setup. Unreal maneuvering and very risky play, but it pays off in spades. That said, GODSENT still up to 14 here, have the 4-round lead, and Taco was the key piece there, right? He goes for 2 entries and gets both of them. Taco's gonna get the opening frag as well here again. This time it's Cynic down for the count. Carson, now the lone opper, and he gets naded down to 67. He really doesn't want to give up this spot, but he's gonna be forced out of it soon. The Molotov flies and the flashbangs are coming too. One right into his face. He dodges it, but has to sacrifice his angle for a moment. GODSENT not going to try and peek into it. Now they're at logs, but Carson doesn't have visibility onto Lato, so...
He's clearing. He's clearing top banana. Yeah. They're going to come in and fight this. B-Wills and Carson playing together. They do want to clear this, and this could be dangerous. Lato's just been heard. So an audio cue over. How much utility do they commit to clearing this out? Because he's giving up the space. It's going to be really interesting. They're likely just going to sit in their setup. But if Gaimin did peek around, what a wealth of information they would find. Instead, it's up to these two players on the A site to defend. What are the ops here for Jazz Pimp? An SMG in the pit. George was such a nuisance in the pit last time. It was so effective, but it couldn't secure them the round. This time, Jazz Pimp chimes in, takes out Dumel, puts pressure onto the remainder, and George is now down for the count. Jazz Pimp continues to strike, continues to swing, but he wants to hold on to that site. And in staking his claim to the territory, he will pay with his life. People's creeping up. He's already gained the A card. He spotted the last player dropping in a pit. Man, I expect the second player to be there, though. It's a good flashbang to blind up pit to isolate the fight with sight, and now they know. Now they know that this is all the presence. It's all on Taco. He was spotted getting in here, and Carson's got the shot. What a round for B-Wills. What a play for B-Wills. That's going to be the 11th found.
I'm sorry, what?
So
B-Wills? That was good.
The flashbang was brilliant, man. He
was.
spots the second player jumping in. I'm guessing makes the assumption that two players are in there because of how late Taco was getting in. Chucks that specific flashbang up on the balcony that blooms, blinds the site, and takes that exact moment to fight sight, knowing that he has the briefest of windows to pull it off. That was really brilliant from B-Wills.
It was, and a lot of teams would have pulled the plug in that situation on the 2v3 going to the A site, but B-Wills with that flashbang up to the task gets the 2k, and afterwards Taco's isolated, doesn't even get a frag to make it a 1v1. Both players surviving for the game in Gladiators. They keep the op up, they keep another rifle, and that means another full investment's going to come through. That is just, it's brilliant, honestly. Well played. They're bringing it to GODSENT round after round.
Absolutely brilliant. Puts the pressure on, certainly, for GODSENT. Had enough money to get this buy going, but there are limitations. Both sides. This one's going to be huge. This is going to be a huge swing around. If the CT side loses all 5, it'd be catastrophe.
Yes.
If GODSENT get taken down without a bomb plant, then we're going the full 30, it feels like. Pressure going to be on towards A again. Last time it was Jazz Pimp with an AWP who held strong here. This time, he's not got the gun. It's in the hands of Cynic instead. He's been pushed back in the library by utility, so pressure on. George in the pit. Maneuvering. Getting his smoke down early. Jazz Pimp playing off of this. Flashing on in. He's down for nothing this time, but George gets his pound of flesh. Hard now to play. They're taking the space, and the AWP is in range, but Henny is in for the punish. It's all falling to Taco. The veteran, the captain of this squad. He's got to do it all himself. He's got the bomb plant. And that's critical. He wants to slip into the pit, and he's done so. They might expect him to fight closer towards the site, but this is the play he made last time, so will they read it? On a Molotov as well for Carson. That could be deadly, but it chunks in towards site instead of picking the pit. They can close the gap. They can close the distance. They haven't gotten the response just yet, so it's a process of elimination here. This has now come through, and he's been headshot. The bomb's exposed. It's a 1v1 now. Carson needs to fight, and Taco takes it first. A 1v2. 4 kills in total in the round, and that's map point served up on a silver platter.
Oh, man, it's been a bunch of impressive individual efforts throughout this match, whether it be Taco, Dumao, even on the other end, right, Cynic coming up with some crazy plays. But that one is all the IGL for GODSENT. Gets the entry frag. Trades are excellent from the Gaimin Gladiators. Full credit to them. But Taco was just a freight train that was not going to be stopped. He was going to roll over anything in his way and hits a great shot on the player trying to clear him out of pit. And afterwards just pops his head up and makes no mistake of it to secure the round. Now a good Molotov thrown by GODSENT. And the Gaimin Gladiators, because they lost all 5, you talked about it, Mike, their money is in the dumps. They have to go up with whatever they got, and it's going to be B-Wills taking down Dumao.
Nice little punish setup there. Carson, even having been burned down, somehow survives that engagement, and B-Wills, well, he gets the trade without even losing the teammate. He's got the rifle, but not for long. Caught switching that one out just in the nick of time. Lata will prevent that gun from getting away, and now they've got a very wounded Carson on the side. With this 5-7, did he do anything? He even gets the dink. That's impressive. Snappy aim on it. That bomb will be ticking away. GODSENT gonna be holding strong in this retake. It's a 1-for-1 trade though for George, and well, Jazz Pimp and George really look like they want to commit back in. It's It's a risky gambit. They don't have the money, but they brought it to a 2v2. Time is ticking away. Do they have kits? No. No kit available. Time is very precious here. At this point, Lanto is not giving them the fight. They're so very desperate to trade. Jaspip will come to clear it, and Jaspip wins it! Taco, with 4 HP, is trying to hang on to this. He just has to pull him off the bomb, but Jaspip is defusing right under his nose. It's a full 10 second, though. The knife comes out. He's missing. Taco's lost him! Taco cannot find him! He was just to the left, Taco, the entire time!
You gotta be kidding me! The map in GODSENT's hands! They had it! And then Jaspim just under their noses with the smoke diffusal takes care of business. Taco couldn't find him! He's taking the knife out, shooting the Glock, everything, nothing connected onto him. And GODSENT have to fight into another round, and they don't really have the money to invest here. So they have the Galil mic and 3 deals in the Glock. It's just, wow, what a recovery from the Gaimin Gladiators. Again, impressive.
Taco's going to be kicking himself for that. A full 10 second. Jaspimp full clench the entire time, but now they've got a breath. They're going to have this round comfortably, it looks like. Though Barton wants to put some worries. He just lost a lot of health to get a reposition in the gun. And, well, doesn't get to hold the gun for very long. This is finally a round where multiple players can escape for the Gaimin Gladiators. All in the hands of Eagle. And doesn't get to hold it for long. God, Taco's going to be kicking himself for that, especially when he goes back to watch the demo.
Yeah, this map was over.
It was over. It was over. He just needed to pull Jaspimp off the defuse. Even if he loses his life, he has that. But Jazz recognizes the situation and just full commits and prays. Oh, man. Here's another chance, though, for GODSENT. Full guns up for both sides. No ops for either. Money's not there just yet. The Gaimin Gladiators need 2 more rounds.
Fly through here. Oh, one player very exposed. That's B-Wills. Dumont almost takes him down, and then boom, Dumont takes damage in return from the nade. But
Carson's on top of Car.
I can't believe they keep
Carson's
going
on
for
Car.
this fight. It's so risky.
How is Carson not being punished for this? He's not.
I think
he
the
gets
smoke
away.
was slightly guising his position.
There's 3 here. If they realize it, GODSENT might pull the ripcord and head towards A, and that's very light in terms of presence. But no, they're playing it patient. Util is not great for both sides. At this point, George has the bulk of it for the CT side, and where is he? In towards the pit, as we'd expect. Meanwhile, on the other side, there's kind of 2 full sets, so they've got an execute lined up here, maybe a little bit extra. It seems like that execute's going to come towards B, so if they smoke the cross, it really is just Carson. He smoked off at that. Knowing Carson, he might just test this. He might go through with it. And indeed, he's going to. Gets the kill and slips away. Cracks my voice in the process. How does he keep getting away with these plays?
It's unreal.
They're getting the bomb. They've got the sight, but Carson has found that kill. That precious kill, and he's going to get more.
What?
He's done this so many times at the coffins. As the smoke fades, Carson punishes them. And that will be too big an ask in the lineup. Oh, no! 2 for the price of 1. 2 headshots coming through from the AK. The spray down to swing this in their favor. And Taco's now got the flank. But how did George read that? Did he hear it? Did he get the audio cue? What's happened? It's come down to George in a 1v2. This game, this round is madness. They need to fight. 6 seconds. He's planting it back. A fountain. That bomb is going down. The Molotov to the wrong spot. And George gets caught out.